certainly getting plenty of exercise this match.
Well, it's good that there are one or two youngsters around. Show what they can do, and Dean Jones has gone full length for the second time this morning. Got quite a dry cleaning bill to come.
Beautiful straight drive there by Graham Gooch.
Well, there's not a lot you can do against Gooch in this mood.
Graham Gooch been 11 deliveries now on 49. Oh, that's 50 for Graham Gooch. And well played, full of good shots. And that one to his 50, another one through extra cover for 4 runs. And 10 fours in 53. That was in the air, but it's gone safe, and just making the boundary. Desmond Haynes, the fielder there.
Yes, Greenidge took one of his few chances of the morning, because that was catchable height, and he just took pot luck really where he was hitting it. He wasn't in control of the shot.
This time he got the reverse sweep just right, and beautifully played, and 4 runs from it. Certainly when you play it like that, it's very effective.
In fact, Greenidge played that sweep quite beautifully all day. He plays it just about the best of anyone I've seen. He'd moved on to 37, unbeaten at lunch. Broad just the man out for 2 to Capeldev. And with Greenidge was Gooch on 60. And Gooch was in terrific form once again, 104 for 1. 6 more runs have been added to take the score up to that at lunch. The wickets, well, just the one to go down. Capeldev, who came in from the nursery end today and was given the new ball. So at lunchtime, the situation in this bicentenary match, MCC had moved along to be 138 runs ahead. We pick up play now in the 5th over after the interval. 10 more runs have been added to the total. Roger Harper's the man coming in, and Graham Gooch in top form is taking strike. He's in form.
This cracking good sweep, this leg put in the way of the ball pitching outside off, so he couldn't be out LBW. Look at that. I mean, that ball was straight. It was just going to hit middle and off, and at that moment Mr. Greenidge gets a crafty little backhand flick on it.
Can't bowl short on this pitch. In fact, you shouldn't bowl short on any pitch for that matter, but it's 50 to Gordon Greenidge.
Gordon Greenidge since lunch has started to go a bit better, starting to catch Graham Gooch, who outscored him easily in the morning. A couple of reverse sweeps, and now a nice late cut, taking him on to his 50.
Harper's got through. The frustration has been too much. Gooch trying to play away on the offside with the ball spinning in. That's the second wicket down. The first one this morning, Broad out, caught by Dujon off Capeldev. Now Gooch bowled by Roger Harper.
You see the room he's made for himself here. turning back. Just deceived in flight and length. And as Richie said, really the frustration of being pegged down in a comparative way. 118 balls, 12 fours. And really has led the way today for the second time for MCC. And David Gower now to join Gower and Greenidge.
Sweep again, and it's certainly proving very profitable for Gower and Greenidge. Another beautifully played reverse sweep and 4 more runs. 150 coming up with that 4, the last 50 of 89 balls. Alan Burder, the rest of the world captain, keeping wicket. Jeffrey Dilljon off the field at the moment with back trouble. The muscles are in spasm. So it looks like he'll be there for most of the day. And David Gower hitting that away with the spin, down to square leg for 4 runs. Gower and Greenidge is certainly middle of that. And straight into the members in front of the pavilion. That's what the crowd would like to see. Oh, a nice juicy full toss there, and David Gower not so to put that away through mid-wicket.
You don't get many of these in international cricket. When you do, you better off put it for 4.
Just straight into the pavilion again. Fella's bowling too well. That's probably the best cure for it.
Look at the power going into that. Everything in one clean sweep of the bat. And let's see those members starting to scatter.
That's cheekier.
Well, that was absolutely deliberate. He just thought, right, I'll chip it over your head this time. Look at him opening the face of the bat and chipping it over. Simply wonderful.
What a moment that would have been for James Robinson out there at deepish mid-off. He had had the chance to catch David Gower. Imran Khan coming on now. Greenidge is 82 and Gower 25. He might have caught it, might have taken his hand with it, but it certainly was hit very, very fiercely.
Marvellous judgment here, because this was another in-swinger. In she comes and away it goes.
$212 for 2, with Gower and Greenidge on 90, David Gower on 28. A fine stroke again right over the top of cover. Not the easiest shot to play when the ball's turning away from you, but no problem at all to David Gower. Well, another fine shot there by David Gower, this time all along the floor. Again, typical Gower, just moving over to the offside and flick of the wrist, and away the ball goes over square leg for 4 runs. Well, as we were saying, that's David Gower's weakness. When it comes off, it looks fantastic, but the times he's got out there this year makes you wonder, is it worth playing it? And he's disappointed with himself there.
Yes, it was only third attempt that the ball was held.
So 231 for 3, and the incoming batsman Richard Hadley. Cordair now going to have a ball at the pavilion end. Cordair just bowling the googly at Richard Hadley, finding the outside edge, but not quite carrying to slip. Well, that was a tremendous stroke, because whilst it was a bit short, it hardly bounced, never got above a foot high, and he had to hit that with tremendous power, almost straight. And it's certainly that one bounce right into the pavilion, and that's typical of Richard Hadley.
Everybody coming in now to save the single. So they're going to make Greenidge work for it.
Well, he's put it in the one place he could probably get a single. Well, that's well played, Gordon Greenidge. He's had to work harder than normal. He doesn't usually take too long on making his hundreds, Gordon Greenidge. It's his 4th hundred in first class at Lord's, and he's played pretty well today.
Yes, it's not one of his most destructive. 2 6s and 9 4s for Golden Gordon.
That again was a beautiful time shot. There's no doubt about it that when Richard Hadley gets bat and ball, it certainly goes.
Well, he pushed the man at cover back, but it made no difference. Just slashing straight.
Leg spinning half volley, picked and dispatched.
I don't think I'd have liked to have been in the road of that at short cover or short mid-off. Desmond Haynes had no real chance of cutting it off. Only had a couple of yards to move.
He really can generate ferocious power, Greenidge. Not quite to the pitch of that one, but straight off the middle. Everything.
He's beaten the infield and 4 runs. It races down there towards the tavern. Can't blame himself for that. Hadley's delighted.
This was a keen effort on behalf of Welsh, really, to get there. Now look, hit or miss. By some way he missed.
Fierce shot.
I doubt whether anything's been hit harder all day.
Bowled him. He's come around the wicket. Greenidge, his innings is over for 122. It's 289 on the board now, and 4 wickets down. Another little cameo for this match.
Giving himself plenty of room. He's hitting that in the end to most parts of St John's Wood. It's very ambitious, but end of a typically forthright Gower and Greenidge innings. 2 sixes, 12 fours. 1 minute short of 5 hours. And another standing ovation to go with the many we've seen in the match already.
Ravi Shastri is the new batsman. Well caught. Imran Khan. Hadley goes for 36.
Get hold of that one, but and then at full stretch there, 1, 2 and 3.
John Embury comes out now. Dujon's already been off the field with a back injury. It's very nasty. Must have been the edge of the helmet that cut Dujon straight across his nose there. He's a bit lucky that it hit him front on, if you can be lucky with an injury like that.
Well, he set himself to hit it over there, and that is a very fine catch by Desmond Hayes.
Well, John Embury sent out there to speed the score along. He's just miscued this a little bit, and Desmond Hayes didn't look as though he was going to get there for a minute. So he's done very, very well to pick it up off his boots. Well, Shastri, quite an old hand and Test matches, 54 Test matches, and averaging 36. Well, when you think that Graham Gooch only averages 37, 38, it's a pretty good average. And we can see why he does so well, because this is a beautiful little turn off his legs.
5 more runs added to take that total up to the declaration point. 318 for 6 it was when they were called in by Mike Gadding, and Gower and Greenidge 122. That's his 78th first-class 100 and the 4th he's made on this Lord's ground. There's some wonderful stroke play again today and some good bowling, most of it by the spin bowlers. Kadir and Harper did the bulk of the work. Abdul Kadir, 36 overs, 9 maidens, 2 for 112. He mixed it up today, gave some of it plenty of air and pushed it through and bowled round the wicket for a considerable time. Imran bowled very well indeed. So at the declaration, The position was for rest of the world that they had to make 353 runs to win. It was a good declaration and set the game up for an exciting finish on the final day. Well, there was still excitement to come in the 6 overs remaining once the umpires went out. It was Gavaskar and Haynes who opened the batting, and it was Malcolm Marshall who came steaming in from the nursery end. And that was a fine ball from Malcolm Marshall. He thought he had Gavaskar LBW in the first innings before the little man got off the mark, and he made no mistake this time. He sneaked it between bat and pad, and at considerable pace, I can tell you. The light wasn't all that good. The footwork wasn't exactly as Gavaskar would have wanted, and he was gone. 188 in the first innings, and that's the way this game goes. 0 in the second. At the close of play, it was 13 for 1. Haynes 3, and Roger Harper, who was put in as a night watchman, some night watchman, he's made a double 100 in first-class cricket. He is there with him. A light appeal taken up by the batsman. Marshall 1 for 10, and Hadley 2 overs, 1 maiden, none for 2. So tomorrow we are in for plenty of excitement, weather permitting. The rest of the world need 340 more runs to win. Another great day here at Lord's in this MCC bicentenary match. Lots of excitement, some great stroke play, some excellent bowling, and a nice little finish there for Malcolm Marshall. Perhaps not so for Sunil Gavaskar, but certainly a marvellous day for Gordon Greenidge, the hero of the day, his 78th first-class century on this Lord's ground.